Let me see. Okay, and I wanted to ask you about the Malcolm X movie. How did that come about? You connecting with Spike Lee, and what was that experience like for you? That's one of my favorite movies, man. Malcolm X for sure.
Man, Malcolm X is one of my favorite heroes, period. And then when Spike Lee is one of my favorite directors. So I had been writing Spike Lee to try to get our music on his movies for years. And he reached out to us. It turned out that my man Chuck D from Public Enemy suggested that he reach out to us. He did. And he said, yo, I'd like you to be on this movie called Love Supreme. And it was going to be about the amazing John Coltrane. And he ended up changing that concept to Mo Better Blues. And we weren't on that record, on that movie. Gangstar ended up doing a record on there called Jazz Thing. And we didn't do that movie. Then he was doing Malcolm X next. Yo, I didn't get you on the Mo Better Blues joint. I didn't even do the Love Supreme joint. Will you do this Malcolm X movie? And that for me was like a no-brainer. Number one, I love Spike Lee. Second of all, Malcolm X was my dude, like my favorite. So for me and the crew, it was like a no-brainer. We wanted to do it. We went to New York. I made the track. We got in the studio. I wrote lyrics to it. The rest of the group wrote lyrics. We all sang all of our vocals in the studio with Spike Lee. He's in the chorus saying "Revolution," so he's on the mic too. It was just a memorable thing. And then we shot the video soon after in Brooklyn. We took 7 hours. We had 500 extras. We had cranes. We had all types of huge setups, multiple locations, all in 7 hours. It was absolutely outrageous. He was such a professional, mad photo shoots and all types of stuff, all in 7 hours. It was great. It was great. I'll never forget that. Met Denzel Washington, one of my favorite actors of all time, at the premiere. So it was just everything. It was just a dream come true in so many ways. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Big shout out to Spike Lee and Denzel. They did that, man. Malcolm, they laid it
Yeah,
out for sure.
sure did.
That was a major movement, man. Cause I was a kid back then, but I remember people had the X jackets and the hats. I remember going to see Malcolm X, man. That's another seed that was planted for sure.
Yep. Yep.
Like changing movie. Let me see. Okay, now you mentioned y'all got a new album that's coming out.
Coming out December 3rd
Yeah.
on Bandcamp, and it comes out December 10th everywhere else. It's called For the Effing Love. And this record is our last album ever. So everybody needs to grab this record, just collect it. It's got so many dope artists on it, guest stars on it. Our first single, Vibe, is doing extremely well. People love that joint. And it's featuring Big Daddy Kane. His verses against KRS One, and it was ridiculous. It was awesome. So, you know, it's riding high off of all of the love for hip hop right now. So it's great. It's a great album. And it's really talking about our love for the culture, our love for the culture of hip hop and for the culture of our people.
Wow, man, that's powerful. You got Big Daddy Kane, Sugar Hill Gang. Those some legends, most definitely.
Yep.
Gotta go check that out.
Sugar Hill Gang, Big Daddy Kane, Bumpy Knuckles, you know, my man Freddie Fox, Crooked. I got Crooked Eye. Got it's so many people on here. Master Ace, Fat Man Scoop, Moni Love. It's just G Love. It's so many people. Tony Monrell. It's dope. It's a dope record. I'm so proud of this record. So proud. It drops this Friday, December 3rd.
Wow, you got an all-star cast for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that one out for sure. Okay, I only got like maybe one or two more questions. Now COVID, how has that affected you as an artist? Are y'all performing or is only available, digitally?
Yeah, so COVID has definitely affected us in a huge way. Like all of our tours and shows were either canceled or postponed for 2 years now. We have a tour that's coming up in next year in April, and that'll be the first time we've really done a tour in 2 years, which is crazy for us. We usually tour a lot. And then also, it forced us to come up with new ways to do music. We've done a few like shows, which were hot. I mean, they were really, really nice. But then we have had to do virtual music too. So our last album, Don't Fight Your Demons, which is an absolutely stellar album, and this album coming up called For the Effing Love, both were done virtually. I didn't meet up with hardly anybody on this record. We was doing it via the internet. people sending in their guest verses, people sending in different instrument tracks. Like it was, so technology really saved the records. You know, it was a blessing to be able to do this through technology since we were all under, you know, quarantine and social distancing and all of that type stuff. So it was a good vibe.
Oh, okay. Cool. So I guess my next question is this: do you have any other upcoming projects? Any, you know, a lot of the artists is doing what they call them biopics or documentaries or books or any other solo music, anything going into 2022?
Yeah. So I think not new stuff, but some stuff that people, your audience doesn't know about probably. I did 2 documentaries. One is called 16 Bars. It's a full-length documentary where I go into a jail and I write music with the inmates for 10 days. And I documented that. It's incredible. It's on YouTube, it's on Hulu and a few other different streaming services. And then I did another documentary called The Nigga Factory, and that's on YouTube only. And I'm striving to get it onto some of these streaming services. So I've been working with people to try to get that out. But it's dope. It's on YouTube right now. I got 2 parts of 3. So I got to still do my 3rd part of that documentary, but it's deep, it's powerful, and I really would love for people to peep that out. The other thing I'm doing is a scholarship fund. So me and my mother, when my brother died back in 1991, me and my mother started a scholarship in his name. So it's called the Dr. Terrence Thomas Scholarship, and we're striving to raise money to get Black students from Milwaukee into college, help them through their college years. So far, we've raised $1 million. We've sent hundreds of kids through college, and we're striving to raise more now. So that's the other thing that I'm proud of and I'm doing right now. So yeah, over $1 million later, we're still kicking it and getting people through college.
Wow, that's truly amazing, King. Man, that's
Thank you.
what's up. Well, you know, I want to thank you again. I truly appreciate you. It's an honor. Thank you again. And for everybody that tuned in, this has been another episode of Taye Speaks. Until next time, family. Peace.
Peace. Salute.